Hello, hello, and welcome to a very, very, very sad episode of the Creating Crowbar Plays Dark Souls. We are proper bowing to you because we don't have the prostrate emoticon. But I am Rich Stanton.
I'm Marsh Davies, and we're both very sorry.
We are really sorry. Basically, we have been recording for the past hour and a half, 2 hours, except turns out we weren't recording.
And in that terrible void, the abyss in fact, we have consigned several good bosses and the conclusion to the DLC content. So we beat Manus pretty fucking quickly actually, as it happens. Being sober obviously does help with that fight. And then we went to Calamite, and he Calamet his maker.
He did.
Which is a great fight, which we can't show you. So you just have to imagine how awesome we were in that combat.
It was pretty awesome. I mean, I don't think I've ever played better in my life. We finished off a couple of NPC storylines. We went to see Rhea, found out that Petrus had killed her, and finished off Petrus. He met his maker. And his maker was this! Bonk!
The Zwei!
So you'll just have to imagine, kind of, he was about here and we went clonk.
And we hit a wall first time, but the second time we did connect and he died pretty quickly.
Shh! They'll never know! Laurentius, as you can see, we refused to send him down to Blighttown because that was the right thing to do.
So he survives. His story continues.
We went to the Duke's Archive to see Logan, but he hasn't gone mad yet, so don't know about that. And we also went down to Ash Lake to have a look at Ash Lake and the Everlasting Dragon. And just to prove this, we're just going to warp to the Everlasting Dragon, and then we will... basically, we're going to go to Gwyn. So I think we say we weren't recording. Actually, we recorded the audio, so Martin may put that up in some form for anyone crazy enough to actually want it.
That would be kind of a rubbish experience though, because it turns out that mostly what we do is just make grunting noises and go, oh, dodge, and stuff like that. So
True. So here's your proof. We came down to Ash Lake all the way, saw the Everlasting Dragon. Hello mate, was it your fault we weren't recording? I think it was. Die! But he doesn't care.
He does not care.
Even though you can see the damage there, you can't kill that dude. So back up to Firelink we go.
But he's quite interesting from a lore perspective, right? I mean, that he exists at all.
Yeah, the very fact he exists at all. And in fact, one of the interesting things we were chatting about, which we will just briefly go over again, is that we found down in Ash Lake Great Magic Barrier, Miracle of Bishop Havel the Rock. Old battlefield compatriot of Lord Gwyn, who you'll remember we found locked away in a tower, for his own good of course. So here we find out he was the sworn enemy of Seath the Scaleless, who we know is a big magic dude. Havel despised magic and made certain to devise means of counteraction. So interesting for the reason that Havel was obviously an enemy of Seath, which strongly suggests that that is why he was locked away. And also the fact that Havel had gone down to find the Everlasting Dragon, who was the last remnant of the race betrayed by Seath, who would probably want revenge on Seath. So yeah, interesting. And I think one of the other things I mentioned was that Havel is known as the Rock, and we know that the reason for the dragon's immortality is their stone scales. So rock, stone, just kind of interesting little thematic parallel there. But let's go.
Whee! So basically our ambition for the last episode, or last episodes, was that we cleaned up the DLC basically, and then did a bit of kind of lore hoovering.
Indeed.
So we haven't actually, in terms of like the conclusion of the game,
no,
it's all ahead of us still.
Luckily, thank Gwyn that Marty noticed.
Praise the sun, in fact.
Yeah, praise the sun we noticed before getting to Gwyn. So we are going to offer souls to Lord Vessel, which is the great souls we have acquired. So this is Soul of Nito, Soul of the Witch of Izalith, the Shard of Gwyn's soul that we got from the Four Kings and from Seath. So, oh, that's an interesting point, by the way. The Soul of Seath and the Soul of the Four Kings, they are both shards of Gwyn's own soul.
Oh.
They're not their own. So, first of all, suggest that dragons don't have souls. second of all, the four kings were not one of the finders of a Lord soul.
No.
But look at this. This is awesome.
Oh, weird.
So we are going down to the kiln of the first flame.
Who are these dudes?
What do they look like?
Like Gwyn's knights.
They are Gwyn's knights.
They don't seem to be...
They're not real.
Right.
They're ghosts. So Gwyn set off to the first flame to relight it. This building in front of us presumably is the first flame. But as you can see, it looks like there was an explosion.
Yeah, that didn't work out so good.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at like the architecture, you can see it's been blown to kind of smithereens. But here,
that's a real live knight.
it is a real live knight, but he's not silver, is he?
No, he's gold.
Not quite gold, I would say. Well, I don't know. He does look kind of
burnished colour.
These
He's
are
got fancier armour.
He does have fancier armour. So, bonk. Still go down to the Zwei.
Yeah.
Ooh, a Titanite chunk. We may be able to upgrade our Lightning Zwei with that. So this is the kiln of the first flame. Pretty nice.
Huh.
Pretty awesome looking. We are heading over here to see Gwyn. We've got his knights on the path waiting for us.
So these are his elite guard, presumably, right?
Kind of. They are also, I'm hoping we get an item from one of them, because it's kind of interesting. Basically, well, I'll wait until we get an item so that I can get the lore exactly right.
They look a bit kind of mingier. Like, they got kind of more obvious horns than the kind of other bits, and their swords are covered in blood.
Yeah, indeed.
Slightly more decayed demonic element than previously we've encountered them.
Indeed. Gwyn actually set off when Islith went down. So where are my binoculars? I keep on putting my binoculars away and then kind of wanting them. La la la. Where? Oh, by the way, Manus's soul. So this proves that we did beat Manus.
Oh yeah.
This extraordinary soul is a viscous, lukewarm lump of gentle humanity. Ancient Manus was clearly once human, but he became the father of the abyss after his humanity went wild, eternally seeking his precious broken pendant.
Huh.
So, kind of interesting. His humanity went wild. His soul is not actually a soul. It's like, if you look at the centre of it, it's clearly like a lump of humanity. Also, Artorius' soul has been corrupted by the abyss. It's kind of swathed in this blackness as well. What was I looking? Oh yeah, my binoculars. My binoculars. So I'm trying to see if we can get a good angle on this. So, kind of funny, first of all, that Manus, the DLC thing, kind of takes the mickey at fans a little bit in terms of... I'm not getting a great angle there. In terms of, you know, eternally seeking his broken pendant. If you recall, we talked about this in the very first episode, I think, when we chose it as our starting gift. Miyazaki said you should choose the pendant, and fans went nuts about why, because it doesn't have, that poor knight. And we're going to two-hand it and say, well, oops.
Well, shit. You're fine.
That went exactly as planned. That's all I've got to say. Yeah, Manus is kind of like a little dig at those more obsessive fans, I think. Oh, so here we are, Black Knight armour, so we can have a look at this. So these are Black Knights, in fact.
Okay.
You are quite right, though, in saying they're gold, because the detail on their outfits is gold. Blah, 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 blah. There we are. The Black Knights who haunt Lordran. So that's actually obviously a hangover from when in the game they did haunt Lordran, interestingly enough. The knights followed Lord Gwyn when he departed to link the fire, but they were burned to ashes in the newly kindled flame, wandering the world as disembodied spirits ever after. So these were Silver Knights, but when Gwyn linked the fire, they were burned, and obviously a couple survived, but when we first walked into this area, you will recall, It was, you know, ghosts.
Hmm.
And at the start of the game, in the opening cutscene, like you see, Gwyn's got like thousands of knights.
Right.
He's got lots of them. So most of them, like all this ash and stuff, may well be organic matter.
Right, I see.
But these dudes survive at least. Bonk! And they don't like Zwei. They have that in common with other organic matter at least. Oh, and another one.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he just doesn't like it. His axe is a bit heavy for him actually. That dude. Just not very good with his axe, I think. This guy, on the other hand, is an issue.
You know them so well that you can pick out their...
Or indeed backstab them. He's got a halberd.
Right.
And the halberd is a nasty weapon. Let's see if we can... Oh, there we go. Bonk! Well, I just made it look not very nasty. But it is quite nasty, take it from me.
If only we were less hardcore, Rich, then
Indeed,
people might got the more genuine experience.
So, Marty, actually, we're pretty much at the end now. I'm going back up here to see if we can have a look in there.
So what happens at the end? Is this like, it's presumably not game over because there'll be PvP, right?
Well, it is game over in the sense that we will restart. We will restart again. Basically, when we go in to face Gwyn, if we defeat Gwyn, we will end the game in some respect.
So before we go and do that,
Mm-hmm.
can we still go back to Lord Rat at this point?
Yeah.
Because I believe there is something interesting we should see with regards to Gwyn's daughter.
Oh, you're a wise man. You're a wise man, and this will make... So you can see down there, this is where Gwyn linked the fire, and that's the fog gate we're going to enter through.
Okay.
This is the final battleground. But before, you're a wise man, Marty. I'm
I remember
so
you
glad
saying
you
something
remember.
about it, so I wanted to tug that final strand of plot.
That is good. That is good, and it kind of makes up for us
Bolting
missing
up everything else.
Yeah, yeah. So we are going to go back to Anor Londo. And in fact, we are going back to the Chamber of the Princess. And what might we find here? Me find? We find?
We find. Well, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. She seems pretty cool with us, you know, killing all her dudes so far and presumably supplanting her father. She's,
Pretty chilled out of her.
yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
So we filled the Lord vessel. Very suggestive. Her patience was not for nil. Succeed Lord Gwyn and inheriteth the world's fire. We have only thee. So she wants you to do that. But
I don't really believe her, because I think we found out that we aren't alone in being the chosen undead, or that the idea of the chosen undead is a... Oh. Holy shit, you killed her. Oh.
Thou that tarnisheth the godmother's image, I am Gwyndolin. And thy transgression shall not go unpunished. Thou shalt perish in the twilight of Anor Londo.
So, by destroying the image of Gwyndolin, Anor Londo has suddenly gone dark.
Yeah.
Which, you know...
Well, we knew that Gwyn wasn't there at all anyway, so that it was lit in the blaze of a dying sun seemed a bit weird anyway, really.
Let's go to the other bonfire across, and we will see what has happened to Anor Londo.
So did we actually kill Gwyndolin there?
Look at that, Marty. That's a bit more important than...
Oh, we see.
I will have a Zweihander +3, thank you very much. So that was Guinevere, first of all.
Sorry, yeah.
And no, we did not kill Guinevere. We killed her image.
Yeah.
But you will notice Anor Londo looks a bit different now.
Yeah.
So this was not... That was not Guinevere. That was an image. That was a fake. And when we killed it, all of a sudden, this dude Gwyndolin started going on at us. Gwyndolin is the third child of Lord Gwyn.
I see, okay.
And we haven't seen him. He...
Or her. Sounded like a her.
You are a very sharp man, Marty.
What?
Gwendolyn is a boy, but he was raised as a girl because his aspect is that of the moon.
Oh, okay.
So he was born to the god of the sun, but he had affinity with the moon. And you notice Anor Londo is now...
moonlit.
Exactly, moonlit. And yeah, so he was raised as a girl, which kind of like... I can't think of any exact precedents for it now, but it does sound like something very Greek myth-based. And it kind of like... it makes sense. I don't know, it makes sense in some weird way for the... Oh, I've missed something out. It's not suggested that Gwyn does this for any reason of disliking him or mockery or anything like that. Gwyn does it because, like, it seems to be suggested it's done in a practical way. Oh, fog. You notice the fog gates there?
No, I didn't actually.
Okay, well, basically, because we've made Anor Londo dark, you know the Blades of the Darkmen, the police?
Oh, yeah.
Whenever we're in Anor Londo now, we can be invaded by them because we've made ourselves an enemy of Gwendolyn.
Oh, okay.
And Gwendolyn rules Anor Londo, and he runs the Darkmen Blades. And down here is a place we haven't seen before, right at the bottom. Hello.
Oh.
There's a bonfire. So let's light that.
I've been invaded
Rest.
yet then, I guess.
Well,
Who dat?
the Ring of the Sun's Firstborn. Kind of interesting we find it on a corpse, to be honest.
So that's not Gwendolyn's ring then?
No, the Firstborn would be, well, he's only ever called the Firstborn. He is the one that we suspect might be Solaire.
Right, yeah.
He inherited the sunlight. Once wore this ancient ring, boosts the strength of miracles. You know, obviously, faith, gods, da-da-da. Lord Gwyn's Firstborn was a god of war, but his foolishness led to a loss of the Annals and a rescinding of his deific status. Today, even his name is not known. So, kind of interesting. And we are down. Try Covenant. That guy says, well, we could.
Oh, that means who's here? What's here? Sun on the rug there?
Yeah, we could, if we had come down, I'm a bit foolish actually, if we had come down before ruining Guinevere, we could have spoken to Gwendolyn and joined his little covenant. As it is, we're just going to awesome him.
Okay.
Heretic. First thou offendeth the Godmother, and now thou see fit to trample upon the tomb of the great Lord. I am the dark sun, Gwendolyn. Let the atonement for thy felonies commence.
Alright. Oh, very pretty singing.
Indeed. So, Gwyn's third child, who we didn't even really know existed. Well, turns out that actually he was keeping the illusion of Anor Londo. Well, he was responsible for the way Anor Londo looked. Oh, and he's got a mean-ass bow as well. But we're badass.
Certainly are.
Oh, but he's a tricky customer.
Good at illusions, clearly.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, he did keep this entire kind of city of the sun going. Oh, that homing soul wank attack. Ah!
So Kieran is a girl with a boy's name, and he's a boy with a girl's name. Both connected to Gwyn. I don't know what that means, if anything.
Oh, and he's done us.
Did you, Rich?
I'm a fool.
It's alright. Close to a bonfire.
Yeah, indeed. Well, I got kind of annoyed. I just wanted to hit him. Gwendolyn doesn't have much health. You know, it's just you've got to get close to him. Oops. Whoops. We did rest there, I think. Yeah. I don't know why we didn't respawn there. It's a little bit funky. It's a little bit funky. He also has, rather oddly, you'll have to try and spot this when I'm swinging my Zvi in his face. But he has like tentacles, you know, or not necessarily tentacles. Oh, we've seen this. But
oh yeah,
something.
I can see them.
Yeah, it's like they may be snakes. I'm never quite sure about this. Like it's kind of ambiguous, and he's also clearly in bed. Like the interesting thing is, even though Gwendolyn is not that powerful of a boss, well, he's powerful enough to smack me through walls. Clonk. Oh, tricky customer. He is clearly very powerful in some ways. So he's been able to maintain the illusion of Anor Londo for a start. Oops. And he has got an awesome bow. But he's also kind of in league with Frampt.
Right.
Bonk.
Oh yeah. He doesn't have much health, does he?
Oh, see, so we've kind
Nice.
of... Yeah. If we get another kind of good whack on him like that one. It's interesting though, he has like a good mix of spells. They're quite kind of... Like that one goes through pillars, whereas the smaller one doesn't. Although we can dodge through that one. Because we're awesome.
You certainly are, Rich.
Go up on your hind legs.
Twonk.
One more.
Ah.
So, we should start kind of piecing together some of the bits about Frampt. Because basically, Gwendolyn, who was also, let us not forget, Gwendolyn, everything we heard from Guinevere was him speaking.
So yeah, he's got a vested interest in telling you that you're the chosen one, because that was Framp's line as well, right?
So Gwendolyn, his whole deal seems to be keeping the Age of the Gods going. Oops! One more! Yeah! Swathed in dark. Interesting.
Things are already kind of fucked up. I don't know if we need more curses.
Yeah, good point.
Cool, that was cool.
So his illusions are now gone. Soul of Gwendolyn. So let's have a little look-see at the soul of the youngest child of Gwyn. Dark Moon Gwendolyn, god of the dark sun, guardian of deserted Anor Londo. Deserted Anor Londo. So even though this place seemed quite full when we first seen it,
they were all illusions.
They were all illusions, and if we actually, not every single one, but if we go back through it now, like that room with the giants before Guinevere and stuff, there'll be no giants there. So huge amounts of it were an illusion maintained by this strange child at the bottom. Special being, oh well, that bit's more generic. Actually, we should go and see, do you remember Domhnall? The guy we saw in the depths? Aye Shemai, he says. Aye Shemai.
I have forgotten him entirely, I'm afraid.
Well, we will go and see him because he will sell Gwendolyn's armour. Now.
A mimic, maybe? Or
no. But look at the setup. This is... What do you think this is?
Looks like a coffin.
The Great Lord's tomb. So for some reason, there's a coffin for Gwyn, even though Gwyn isn't dead. In some, you know, he's dead in an effective sense, you know. So this is his coffin. And who lives down here? Gwendolyn, who just spends his day in a chair next to his father's coffin.
Creepy kid.
Pretty creepy kid. Empty chest. Which is interesting. Only empty chest in the game, I believe. Miracle Sunlight Blade. Now, that is interesting. Let's have a little look. Wielded by Lord Gwyn's firstborn, boost right weapon with rays of sun. Very effective against dragons. When the eldest son was stripped of his deific status, he left this on his father's coffin, perhaps as a final farewell. That is super interesting, because it's the first time we've learned that it happened after Gwyn left. So his firstborn was stripped of his godhood after Gwyn left.
Right.
So, was it Gwendolyn? Like, it's interesting this, like, Gwyn left and his firstborn was still here, still in charge, or still going around.
I noticed that Gwendolyn seemed to have the same helm that Artorius finds, the parasite helm.
Oh, well, yeah, that is, you're so sharp, Marty. That is, like, a kind of thematic link. I don't think there's any real link between him and the Sunlight Maggot. But the fact that the Sunlight Maggot's kind of spikes or spires or whatever you want to call them, yeah, like, I think that's another argument for Solaire being the firstborn. Like, it's just a kind of visual parallel, if you like. But yeah, I noticed that before and always kind of thought it was super neat. So I just want to show you the giants and then we will leave Anor Londo, or what the giants have become. So, through Ornstein and Schmau's boss room, and obviously, like...
Were they illusions as well?
Well, yeah.
But you got souls from them.
Indeed. So, some of this was clearly illusions, some of it wasn't. But,
I suppose you can't have the boss fight before you've...
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, so...
Oh. Who are these dudes? They look human.
Well, one is a Balder Knight, and one is a Knight of Berenique, and they do share the characteristic of not liking Zwei. Oh no! He parried my ass! He parried my ass good. Luckily we're too badass. Oops, bonk. He tried to parry me again, but not gonna happen. Not today. It's alright, Marty.
They're human though, these guys. They're not hollow.
They're human, and they're not very tough. But you remember there were giant kind of glorious beings around here, silver knights, that kind of stuff.
So they've been kind of dressed up.
Indeed. So Gwendolyn has been leading us on a merry race. But I think there's lots of awesome stuff about that. Like, the most awesome thing is that Ornstein and Schmau, certainly the first time I played through, they were like the biggest challenge I'd had up until that point. They were a mega challenge. And the fact that after that you get Guinevere and you're just like so happy to see her and she's like, you are the chosen one, da da da. Why would you question that? Like, this is a typical video gamey thing. Like, there's just no reason for you to question that, and I didn't on my first playthrough at all. You know, I just did what she wanted, you know? Except I wasn't even doing what she wanted. I was doing what a puppet master behind her wanted. So, yeah, all this stuff was an illusion. And they want you to link the fire. Fire link shrine.
Of course.
Everyone wants you to link the fire. You remember we were talking about that interesting thing Kath said about Lord Gwyn and his compatriots or his family shepherded the humans.
Oh yeah.
Which kind of, I don't know, like the most useful way to get someone to do something you want is to make them think they want to do it.
Yeah. Yes.
And yeah, certainly in this case, it seems like they're guiding us towards doing something that is very much in their interests and not ours. Let's go and just say hello to... I should have done this when we were up there, but never mind. Let's go and say hello to Domhnall, just so that we can have a look at some of the items he sells, because they will give us some lore tidbits. And then, I may have something to say. I may.
You may.
I may.
You may.
Up we go. Remember these guys? It seems so long ago now. It's like another life. They're just like... When you think about it, like, they did give us a little bit of bother at first, but like now they just look and seem pathetic.
Yeah, nothing.
You know? Yeah, they're just nothing to us and our lightning Zwei.
Yeah, that would have been like a substantial chunk of your health bar way back when.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's like, I don't know, it's not even a nosebleed, is it? Sorry, mate.
Not today.
Just parry him. Why not?
Old time's sake. Bit of thirst and thrust there.
Ooh, mate. Mate. I can't believe he even tried to get up after that. Whoa! Bonk. So, again, not necessarily an area you would find.
No.
Hello.
Oh, hello, there he is.
Hello. You remember him now?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Hi, Shemai.
Didn't expect to meet anybody here. I suppose great minds think alike.
Great minds think alike. Good kind of way to justify you finding him up here.
I'm afraid I don't see anything here.
So, interestingly, the more you talk to Domhnall, the more he tells you. But, here's an interesting thing. He sells the armour of bosses you defeat.
Huh.
So it's like...
He's going round after you, hoovering them up or something.
I think so, yeah. He's a bit of a scavenger. And he's following you.
That is wise.
Yeah, he is a wise man. So, that was the Iron Golem we fought at the top of Sen's fortress. Slayer of heroes who ventured forth to Anor Londo. A mere hunk of iron. Ornstein guards the cathedral in the forsaken city of Anor Londo, believed to be the captain of the Four Knights. Interestingly, he doesn't say he is the captain, just says he's believed to be.
Surely Artorias would.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, but...
I think we should take the crown of the Dark Sun. I think we should wear it while we kill Gwyn.
You're a little
bit
saucy, aren't you?
But, you know.
Okay, we'll buy it. Crown of the Dark Sun, Gwendolyn, protector of the forsaken city of Anor Londo. This crown of the gods demands faith immeasurable of its wearer. It is imbued with dark moon power that enhances all magic. The image of the sun manifests Gwendolyn's deep adoration of the sun. So, despite being a kind of, not a rejected child necessarily, but he has a deep, he idolises his father, which is presumably why he tries to keep Anor Londo the way it is. Power of the moon was strong in Gwendolyn, thus he was raised as a daughter. His magic garb is silk thin and hardly provides any physical defence, as we saw when we, zvied his ass. Helm of Artorias. The death of the helm's owner can be surmised from the corrosive dark of the abyss, and the musty azure blue tassel, once a symbol of pride and glory. Very sad.
Poor old chap.
Now, I may have bad news here. I'm not sure we can wear Gwendolyn's helmet. I don't know actually. Let's buy it. Don't you think Ornstein's helmet would be pretty sweet?
It is pretty fucking cool. Yeah, I'd happily go for that as a second best.
Alright, let's buy Ornstein's helm. What about Artorias? Let's buy all of these and we'll go back and have a look. Fine trade. Funny feeling we'll meet again soon. Which is kind of one of the few meta references, I think. I don't know, maybe I read too much into this as I read too much into all things in Dark Souls. But I don't know. I have this funny feeling we'll meet again soon.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Mean what, New Game Plus?
Yeah, I'll see you in New Game Plus, chum. But I've only got one thing to say to that, Marty. And that is, well, what is it?